time for Real Talk with Aaron and Steve here on Steve Shetler Media. I know I apologize for cutting off the music. That's good music.
We're rocking out here before the show.
Kind of like Beavis and Butthead.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Aaron, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm recovering from a sad Saturday evening of football. Just for our viewers out there, not only am I an Iowa fan, but I'm also a Notre Dame fan. So it was double heartache.
Yeah, by the time this airs, we're recording this in advance. By the time this airs, that would have been a couple of Saturdays ago. It was just a sad day for Hawkeye and Irish fans. But let's go to happier times. Let's switch over. Look, there we are. We're all happy. We're happy. We are at the, what was that, the Western Michigan game?
Western Michigan, for sure.
Yeah, just showing that Aaron and I actually do hang out other than for these 15 minutes here on, Monday evenings on Steve Shetler Media. We're having a good time. It was a beautiful day at Kinnick Stadium that day. Hawkeyes won, and Whoop, I gotta switch back. There we go. I got click happy there. So we're back. All right. So it's Real Talk with Aaron and Steve. We're not going to turn this into complain about Hawkeye football or Brian Ferentz, but we are going to be real. What are we going to be real about today, Aaron? What's our topic?
Well, last time we were together, Steve, we were talking about manhood and manly things.
Hardy.
I got you, brother. And we were talking about kind of two prime aspects of manhood being the capacity to be creative in kind of any way that you want to think about being creative, but also taking the initiative. And one of the most sad things is when we see in ourselves or in another guy, just the loss of the capacity to put yourself out there and take life on and do something.
Yeah.
We talk about things like, make something of yourself or make something happen. And so I got to thinking about a sad period in my life, a time of agony and failure and misery. And since Real Talk is, we're going to become known as that miserable show where Aaron and Steve obsess about failure. So I've got stories. No, this was, a long time ago. I was about 20 years old, and I had a housemate who was selling knives. He was selling cutlery, putting himself through college.
Like Ginsu knives?
Well, Cutco was the particular company, but premium, high-quality knives.
Call now and get a free knife set. It can cut through lead pipes. Wood bats?
We had little tricks. We had pieces of rope and pieces of leather. So my housemate's putting himself through college, making $300, $400, $500 a weekend.
Wow.
Selling knives.
Okay.
And I was working in a psych hospital at the time, not making $400 or $500 a weekend. I'm like, well, this looks easy. I'll just sell knives and make a boatload of money. So I got into this.
Okay.
And I found out that I had to do cold call sales.
That's a rough life.
It was a rough life. And so speaking of taking initiative, that's where this is coming from.
Okay.
I would have to pick up the phone and call somebody that I didn't know and try to make an appointment to demonstrate my awesome knives. And they were awesome knives. I still have my set, and we use them in the kitchen all the time. So the knives kind of sell themselves. But you got to pick up the phone. And I would sit there staring at the phone. This was back in the days when phones had cords and you picked them up and all that stuff. We're aging ourselves here. Exactly. I think it was a dial tone phone. And I would stare at that thing for 15 minutes, just sweating before I picked it up and dialed a number, praying that no one would answer.
But of course, in reality, you do need them to answer to make a sale and make some money.
So in the course of 6 weeks, I made, I believe, $170. at that time I was engaged and started to think maybe I ought to have some money so that my wife like doesn't marry this homeless guy. So I moved on from that. But the whole point of this story is it was a pretty awful feeling of, first of all, needing to take the initiative and just having this crippling fear.
Yeah.
And then after that of failure. And I still kind of feel bad talking about it now, but this is real talk.
It is.
So there's just a story of I could not take the initiative and I just pancaked, flopped,
Yep.
collapsed, bombed. Other words like
I was going to say, anything else like that?
train wrecked.
Yeah.
So I've been wondering, Steve, you've done sales for a long time.
I have,
yes. In radio, selling ads and just mostly ads, right?
Yeah.
So is that something that you just loved naturally when you started in radio, where you're always like, yeah, I love getting on the phone and selling ads?
No, I actually had a similar experience starting out when I was in college. For some reason, I got recruited to actually make calls to try to recruit students into coming to the school I was at. Similar results. Yeah, that didn't last very long. See, believe it or not, people that are watching this video, way back when, and maybe even a little bit now, I am still an introvert at heart. So for me to call up people that I don't know or visit people that I don't know or strike up a conversation with people that I don't know is still hard for me. I mean, I can do it. But it's been a learning experience to be able to open up and be able to talk to people that I don't know. And especially when you're in sales, to try to sell something to people that maybe in my heart I don't want to be talking to in the first place. But I've kind of grown over the years, come out of my shell, obviously. And, now where I'm at with what I'm doing now, thankfully, over the years, I've grown to know people in my role as a salesperson for the radio station, especially people right here in this area, Sigourney, Oskaloosa, a little bit down into Ottumwa, so people know who I am. That makes it easier, and you just learn. It's just basic. What do you want to call it? Being a nice person. You're nice to people. They're nice to you, whether they want to buy from you or not. You throw out there what you have to sell, and if they want to buy it, they'll buy it. If they don't, they don't. And you leave on a good note regardless.
I'm curious if you can remember your first sale in radio. I mean,
I think I do, actually. It was to my uncle here in town. My uncle was nice to me and gave me my first radio sale. So,
wow. And
yeah,
that was
he bought some advertising.
26 years ago or something?
Let's see. In August would have been 30 years in radio. So sales-wise, probably around that 26 year ago mark. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a while and I've grown since then.
That's pretty fantastic. Yeah. I never got over the hump. Yeah. Never became a salesman. I took the initiative to get a different job. That's what I did.
There you go. And I don't love the sales aspect of things. I mean, right now it is definitely just like, hey, here's what I've got going on, and if you want to be part of it, great. Thank you for your support. And you can see, get my finger pointing in the right direction, right down here, all these ads that are rotating down here in the corner. I love those people. They're letting me do what I'm doing right now, and they're supporting me and helping me make a living. So, I kind of got off track there, but yeah.
Well, that's all right. It's not bad if we give some shout outs to our sponsors.
Yes.
Like KC Elite.
Yeah. Send your kids there and let them do some dancing and tumbling and cheering and stuff like that. So Legacy Real Estate, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, all these folks are great, and Mahaska Drug over in Oski. So, yeah.
And when we think about, most of your sponsors are small businesses, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So each one of those is some kind of thing where somewhere along the line, maybe 100 years ago or whatever, but somebody had to take the initiative to say, I've got an idea. I think this will work. I'm going to try it. And they stepped out, and they're making it happen right here in Sigourney, Iowa.
Yep.
Well, I think we're kind of at a point where maybe we could wrap up this session.
Yeah, we've gone kind of long already.
So we just want to encourage everybody out there. We're being real with you. It's tough to put yourself out there, and you're going to fail from time to time, and maybe even move on to a completely different career like I did. But maybe you'll get better at it like Steve did. But friends, keep putting yourself out there. Keep it real. We'll see you around soon.
Yes, we will. We'll see you here next week right here on Steve Shetler Media for more real talk with Aaron and Steve. We'll see you then.
Okay. What'd we hit for